ತಗೊಂಬರಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ. ತಗೋಬೇಡ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತಗೋಬೇಡ.
ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ನೀನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿಡು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಏನು ಮುಟ್ಬೇಡ, ನೋಡಷ್ಟೆ. ಏನ್ ತಿಂದೆ?
Join the class. Inform your friends to join the class.
Join the class. Join the class. Join the class. ಸನಿ ಅಕ್ಕ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ?
ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮಾತಾಡೋ.
You lost on the connection ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. Once again, you can rejoin. All of you can rejoin. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Inform your friends to join now.
Sir.
Okay.
ಅಪ್ಪ ಸಣ್ಣ ಹುಳ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅದು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು.
Okay, fine.
ಸರಿ ಸಣ್ಣದು ಹುಳ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು.
Okay, we'll go with the module 2 now. So in the previous class, we concluded our module 1. So module 1, we had an introduction of the real-time system, the definitions, and the things which were essential for the understanding of the real-time system. So we had a brief introduction of the real-time computer systems. So the next module, the name is concepts of computer control. Concepts of computer control. So in this chapter, in this model, the learning objectives are to understand and classify the real-time systems into two main applications. One is your control application, that is computer can be used for controlling the plants. Plants means the necessarily the factories or the industries. Then the main objective of this chapter is what are the various things required for designing a computer control system. So this chapter will enlighten us with the concepts of computer control. So any computer control application can be classified into three main applications. One is batch application, continuous application, laboratory or test application. So let us consider the batch application. So what is batch applications? The outputs are precisely done in a batch. For example, your mom preparing idli. How idlis are prepared? So the later night, the day before doing the idlis, you have to ready the batter. The mom will ready the batter, and once you cook it, you need to wait some time. For example, every typical Indian household will have 20 idli to be cooked at a time. 20 idlis cooked at a time. So for that, you need to wait for 10 minutes. For 10 to 20 minutes, you have to wait. That is a batch application. A batch of idlis is prepared for 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Say, for example, 10 minutes the time taken to prepare 20 idlis. So that is a batch application. So whenever the products are manufactured in terms of a batch, they are called as batch applications. So the computers used to control the batch applications. The computers used to control the batch applications are nothing but the batch computers, batch computer applications. So afterwards you can mark attendance. Now it is not recording. So once I say you guys to mark the attendance, then only you can mark the attendance. Until unless I give you the clear instruction, please don't mark your attendance. It will not be recorded. So I was explaining you guys the batch applications. Your mom preparing idli is an example of batch application. Similarly, in any industry, the products which are produced in a batch. For example, if you purchase a soft drink bottle, you will be having a batch number. Just observe the batch number. Every product will be having a batch number. So at which time it will be manufactured and the date of manufacturing will be printed on that. So such applications are called as batch applications. So batch applications are typically everywhere in the food processing industry. If it is a food processing industry and you're using a computer control, then it is a batch application. So computer classifications, we're trying to study about the computer classifications. So in that classification, the first one is batch applications. So best example is in your home, if you want to prepare idlis, you need to wait for 10 minutes to cook. Entire 10 minutes taken to cook that idli is called as setup time and the operation time. So operation time means the time taken by the plant to produce the output is called as operation time. Setup time means you washing the vessel, keeping the vessel on the stove and preparing the batter or pouring the batter onto the idli stand is called as setup time. So once you calculate the first batch, it takes a lot of time. So your mom will take first batch preparation of first batch idli will be more time consuming. The next batch idlis are very easy. Just pour the batter and keep it in the cooker. So likewise in any industry, the things will work in the same fashion. The typical example your author has quoted is an example of rolling of sheet steel. In this process, sequence of operations are carried out to produce a product. The product is called as the batch. And the sequence is repeated to produce further batch products. The specification of product can be varied by the run. So you can, for example, you can put small idlis or you can bake larger idlis. ತಟ್ಟೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿನೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಇಡ್ಲಿನೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So the batter is same. The idli ಹಿಟ್ಟು ಅದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The specification of the product can be varied. That means you can vary the specification. Your author has quoted the example of rolling of sheet steel. So a steel, if you want to have that small plates of sheets of steel, you have to roll it. Here an ingot, the molten mass of steel is called as an ingot, is passed through the rollers to produce a particular gauge of steel. Next, ingot may be either of a different composition or rolled of different thickness, and hence will require different stages of rolling mill. So you can produce different thickness of sheet steels. So setup time taken to prepare the equipment for the next production batch. This is the wasted time, the time in which there is no output. Setup time only output iralla. Operation time taken to produce the product is the operation time. So the ratio between the operation time and setup time determines the suitable batch size. So batch size, it depends upon two important things. One is setup time and operation time. So next is continuous applications. Continuous application, the best example is your mom preparing dosa. Your mom preparing dosa, how she will prepare? The batter is same, almost idli and dosa batter. One more, the main ingredient is rice. ಅಕ್ಕಿ ನೆನೆ ಹಾಕ್ಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಎರಡದಕ್ಕೂ. But you can see that in a batch application, 20 idlis are prepared at a time. Whereas in continuous application, while preparing dosa, you need to provide certain time spaces. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಮನೇಲಿ ತಿನ್ನೋ ದೋಸೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ಯಾರೇ ಫೇವ್ರೇಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ತಿಂಡಿ ದೋಸೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೋಸೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪಾಜಿದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಉಲ್ಟಾನೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಇನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್, the production is continuous, but the products arrive at a different time. They are continuous in nature. ದೋಸೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟಿಪಿಕಲಿ ಸಂಡೇ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ದೋಸೆ ಹೋಯ್ಕಂತ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ತಿಂದೋಗಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಟು ಸೇ in continuous applications, the term continuous is used for systems in which production is maintained for long periods of time without interruption. ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು ಗಂಟೆ ದೋಸೆ ಬೇಕಂತಾನೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ. Example of continuous system is the catalytic cracking of oil. So the author has quoted the example of catalytic cracking of oil. So remember here, only to understand you guys the batch application and continuous application, I'm using the examples of idlis and dosas. Don't write the same examples in your exam. You just write the examples of the textbook. Your author Stuart Bennett has quoted these two examples: catalytic cracking of oil, which is a continuous process. So if just remember your chemistry, how the petrol and diesel is manufactured, it is by catalytic cracking of crude oil. So the example of continuous is the catalytic cracking of oil, in which the crude oil is separated to get different products. Here specifications can be changed without halting the process. The specifications can be changed. A problem which occurs in continuous process is that during changeover from one specification to another, the output of the plant is not within the product tolerance, and hence process must be started from the beginning. So So catalytic cracking only we need to concentrate more on the byproducts which are formed. So once the byproducts are formed, you have to distillate and you have to separate them. Hence, you need to have the changeovers to be accurate, quick, and smooth as possible. So this is an example of continuous application. So we are trying to deal with the continuous application. Madhya, mute your mic. Madhya, mute your mic. Madhya, mute your mic. Okay. So next is the continuous application. The third one is your laboratory or test systems. The computer applications can be classified into laboratory systems or test system. For example, nowadays you find a board, computerized eye testing center. And there is no need of a manual eye testing. Only thing a manual is a person will be sitting in front of the computer. He'll just tell you to keep your chin and particular glass type equipment will be given to you. And automatically the computer will make sure that it will scan and give a report. Your right eye is having this much of sight, your left eye is having this much of sight. So what I mean to say is, when a computer is used to give a report, give a test report, then those applications are called as laboratory or test applications. For example, computerized vehicle emission testing. So a particular pipe will be inserted inside the exhaust of your vehicle, and at the end you will be given a certificate. Oh, your vehicle is emitting this much of nitrogen, this much of sulfur, this much of carbon dioxide, etc., etc., etc. So whenever a computer is used for such application, so those systems are called as laboratory or test systems. The main idea of the computer is to test a particular particular parameter and give you a report. A particular parameter and give you a report. The best example is the audiometer. The audiometer is the device which is used for in people having hearing impairity. So there, hearing impairity differs from person to person. Some may listen very lightly. Some may have the ability to listen the sounds in a more better way. What I meant to say is each and every individual having the hearing ability is not same among the class. It differs from person to person. One may have 60% ability to hear. He may require less amount of equipment adjustments. So this is done by an audiometer. Audiometer is a computer which will provide the precise levels of volume to be controlled for a person who is having the hearing impairity. So this is one such case which the operator initiated type, in that computer is used to control some complex experimental test or some complex equipment used for routine testing. Typical example is testing of an audiometer, a device used to test hearing. The audiometer has to produce sound levels at different frequencies. This is complex process because actual level produced is a function of frequency, since sensitivity of the human ear varies with the frequency. Each audiometer has to be tested against a sound level meter and a test certificate is produced. So ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕಿವಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೊಡ್ತಾ ಬಿದ್ರೆ, if you go to any of the ENT specialist, you'll just write it, please go and undergo a audiometer test. So there the different sounds are just like a earphone. A big earphone will be given to you guys. You can wear that, and different frequencies of sound will be set by the given to you by the earphone, by the laboratory person sitting there. And based upon the hearing, you have to press a button there. So once you hear that sound, if it is clear, you have to press the button. If it is unclear, you should wait that. So what I meant to say is, here the computer will produce a certificate saying that, so this person is having the sound level capacity like this. So what I meant to say is, the systems which are meant for testing, they are called as laboratory systems. So three types of computer applications are there: batch applications, preparing idli, continuous applications, preparing dosa. Laboratory systems are the test systems. So these are the three typical applications of computers. So if I say, if it is a computer control unit, the following three class are the major one. They are batch applications, then continuous applications, the last is laboratory or test applications. So the activities carried out by computer in a real-time system include the following. So if I employ a system, if I employ a computer inside a plant, so these are the following things. The first one is data acquisition, second one is sequence control, the third one is DDC, direct digital control, supervisory control, data analysis, data storage, HCI, human computer interface. The objectives of using a computer in RTS will include the following. So why we have to start with the why we have to use a computer? First one is efficiency of operation. The computer systems are very efficient. It is not like you and me, guys. If we keep alarm at 6 o'clock, we'll be waking up at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, or depend upon you. Efficiency is more. If I say, if I employ a computer, the efficiency will be more. The second one is ease of operation, safety. Safety is very important. Why? Because if you lose a machine, no problem. If you lose a life, it is irreplaceable. I can replace a machine, but I cannot replace a human being, or we cannot replace a human being. That is one. So computer over paragilla, we can replace a computer, but human beings cannot be replaced. Improved products, definitely the products produced by the computers are very good. Example, sticker cutting. Sticker cutting, if you go by hand manual cutting, there will be a lot of errors. If it's a computer controlled thing, definitely the stickers will be very fine. The cutting will be very fine. Improved products, is that is the meaning of that. Reduction in waste, definitely waste, whatever the computer control plants will produce less waste as compared to the human waste. Reduced environmental impact, no, it's a big question mark. Again, computers are producing the e-waste, more e-waste. That is a question mark. The reduced environmental impact is not no more longer a advantage of computer. It is a disadvantage, because computers are causing more e-waste, more in promoting the e-waste, or more growth in e-waste because of the computers. Reduction in direct labor, yeah, definitely direct labor reduction will be there if I use a computer system. So in today's class, we dealt about the following things. The concepts of computer control. If a computer control, the applications, if a computer is used for control application, the following three are the broad categories in which you find the applications. What are those? First one is batch applications. Batch application is an example of preparing idli. Second one is continuous application. The third one is laboratory or test. Then we discuss the advantages of computer control systems. Then the different activities produced by the computer. So now I will unmute. You can unmute and you can ask me doubts. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Now you can mark your attendance. Mark your attendance. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. The class is open to doubts. If you have any queries, please ask. Okay, no doubts. You can leave the class. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, ಮುಗೀತಮ್ಮ.